Hello, friends, and good evening. Welcome back to Edwin's ASMR Corner. I'm your host, as always, Edwin. Hello. I hope you enjoyed last week's video. This week, we'll just be letting things go. I find that frequently we hold on to things for longer than we maybe should. Maybe there's something that immediately springs to mind when I say this. And if there is, let's just take a moment now and try our best to let it go. And so, before we begin, as always, please feel free to drop down, hit the like button, maybe comment, share, or subscribe. It really helps out the video. Thank you. And now, as you're ready, please feel free to get comfy, to get cozy, and as you're ready, we'll begin. Awesome. We begin as we always do, with a couple easy breaths on your own time, just gently allowing yourself to slow the pace down, to really let each inhale, each exhale take the time that it needs, letting time slow around you as you just let go of the day, the week, the month, just for a moment, carving out space for yourself. We'll go ahead and skip this week's body scan. We'll stay in these breaths just for a moment. Very nice. Allowing your breaths to lead you into a nice space for today, where you're not bringing in necessarily rogue thoughts, and you're creating a nice, easy blank canvas, a space where you can play, where you can discover, where you can work through things. And while you're just breathing here, just returning for a moment to today's practice, to the idea of letting go. Were there thoughts that crept up, that jumped up, that leapt up at the first sound of something that you might need to let go? Is there something that springs to mind? Is there maybe a person or relationship? Maybe just something weird that happened to you that you just can't seem to shake? I don't know if you feel the same way, but I'll frequently get stuck in a moment. Maybe someone says something weird to me. Maybe it's a strange interaction with a random person on the street. And even those little moments can get so hard to shake. I personally will just replay them, trying to find some other ending that's more satisfying than maybe what I got in the moment. Trying to end things on my own terms, or maybe just feeling better about how something went. Or creating a reason why maybe a friend sounded weird on the phone. It's an easy pattern to get caught in. And that's the thing, right? That's why these thoughts, these feelings tend to just stick. We want that resolution, and frequently we're deprived of it. And maturing and discovering this sort of wisdom unlocks the ability to just let it go. To understand that you may not ever get that resolution. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not going to suck. It doesn't mean that you're not still going to want that, whatever it is, that resolution, that whatever thing you need to finally feel like you can let it go. Today we're just working on that. We're working on developing that power, that ability to just let it go on your own terms. While you're here, just trawl your mind for a moment. See if there's anything that might fit the bill, something that you may want to work on. Taking the moment now, just finding whatever it is as you keep your rhythm for your breath. As you breathe and as you think, maybe beginning to ruminate on these questions. Is this something that you need to hold on to? Is there a reason why you can't let go? Does it help you in any way to hold on to these things? Taking a moment now. The core to all these questions being, is this something that serves you? Or is it something that's better left in the past? Taking a few breaths here and really letting yourself mull over that question. You might surprise yourself. The answer might be simpler than you think. What was your first impulse when you heard the question? Frequently, our body's already processed this information. And in your gut, you know what your answer is. You feel it. But maybe cerebrally, it's not there yet. Or maybe in this moment, you're working to find words to attach to this feeling. Taking your breaths here, just examining. Maybe you can put it into words, maybe you've gotten to that point of consciousness, or maybe it's still more of an amorphous feeling. Whatever it is, I feel like you know. And we'll work on letting it go. remembering your breath here and gently drawing your conscious attention back towards your breath. Allowing yourself to find these deep, large inhales and slow exhales. As you breathe, as always, with things like this, letting your exhales carry these thoughts out. Finding fullness and vigor in your inhales, and on your exhales, just sending this thought, this feeling, this relationship, this weirdness, this moment out with it. Maybe you're like me. Maybe it's harder to actively think about something and letting it go. And maybe you need a different focus. And feel free to find anything that works for you, so that your mind isn't so focused necessarily on letting go, but rather focused on something else. And knowing deep down that you have the permission to not just ruminate on this thing over and over, letting it fester, letting it bubble, letting it just be. And let's all remember, this is not the final moment that you'll ever think about this thing. It's just mental practice, so that the next time it crops up, it gets a little easier to let it go. Just developing these tools so that day in, day out, as the thoughts creep back in, you're better equipped to just let it go. Letting yourself just draw a breath and letting the exhales carry this thing back out. A couple more easy breaths on your own time. Letting those exhales carry your thoughts and feelings out. And let yourself just sink into whatever posture you're in right now. Feeling the weight be carried out. And feeling a nice, easy relaxation. A relaxation tinged with lightness. Having let go of something that's been on your mind. And again, it may come back, and it probably will come back. And that's okay. For the future, just letting yourself just breathe. And let these things that we just should let go, go. And so, thank you for joining me for today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helped. If you have more day left in your day, well then have a lovely rest of your day. And if not, If you're maybe cozied up and ready to go to bed, well then, sleep well and sweet dreams.